Hello. Welcome, friends. I hope you're ready to fight.
I'm ready to fight off my cat who's obsessed. Okay, here she comes.
Oh, I was about to say, though, before we get into the fighting, can we get a vibe check on screen? What's going on, bestie? How was your day?
As I said right before we started, chaos. Just trying to do all the things, and you can't do all the things.
We'd like to get into that a little bit. Is that the kind of chaos that we want to get into, or not really?
No, not really like fun stuff. Just trying to do too many things in one day, I guess.
You do hate to see it. Yeah, I haven't really been up to a ton today, so I can't say I have anything all that interesting going on for the vibe check either, but, it's chill, normal day, all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself. I caught up on like all my grading for my online class and answered a bunch of emails, and I was working on some various projects around the joint, trying to get organized and whatnot. So it was up. She just knocked my microphone off the desk.
She has things to say.
So yeah, it was productive, but again, chaotic.
Well, at least you got stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
I did do some thrifting today. That was kind of fun.
Anything good?
I got a new blazer to replace the one for my Violence Fiend cosplay that I'm like 99% sure got left in the hotel the last time.
It had to have been.
Because that's the only explanation. So I got a new blazer to replace that. So that cosplay is once again complete. I found a bomb-ass Hawaiian shirt in the fucking men's section because I dress either like a goth teenager or a white dad.
I never even thought to ask this. Do you have like a specific dress code at work?
I mean, I have.
You can wear whatever you want, but you decided white dad and Hawaiian shirts was your just work aesthetic?
I mean, pretty much. Like I always wear my my like work shirts because they have like the logo on them and everything, and I have like designated work pants because I get like machine grease and paint and other various on them. So I have my designated work pants, but my designated work pants are black, and I have my union sweatshirt, which is black, and I wear like these two chokers every day. So I do kind of keep it pretty goth at work, except during the summer season when as part of my sun protection, I will wear a Hawaiian shirt over my my designated work shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep it as goth as I can in the winter, and then in the summer, it's like goth but with a Hawaiian shirt. And I don't know what one calls that.
You have to make up.
Maybe it is just summer goth.
Genre of clothing. There you go.
Goth Hawaiian. Yeah, sure. Why not? So that's generally the vibe. But this is a Hawaiian shirt. I found this Hawaiian shirt, and I think it's too nice to wear at work. Like, I have one that's already like a little dirty from being my designated work shirt that I wear as my like cover up. But this one I don't think is gonna be. I think it's too nice for that.
So where are you gonna wear it?
I don't know. Places.
Just like a general shirt. I ask because I don't recall the last time I saw you wearing anything other than a shirt with a band on it.
It has been a hot minute. Well, no, actually, you're right. I was about to reference the fact that I have a Hawaiian shirt that has the Avatar logo on it, and that's a band shirt.
But it's still a shirt.
But it's not a t-shirt.
Oh, I didn't say t-shirt, though.
I used to only be, like, quote-unquote, allowed to wear one t-shirt a week. Like, I could only wear a t-shirt one day of the week, and I would get in trouble if I deviated from that.
What did you wear on the other days?
I'd always had to be, like, a sweater or just some other form of top.
Interesting. It's hard to picture.
Yeah. I really did not start dressing my style until I was in college.
That was very sudden. She like launched herself.
I was about to say yeah, I really didn't. That's kind of a good question. When did you actually solidify your personal style, like the way you actually like to dress, aside from adults? That wasn't adults just buying clothes for you because you were a child, or like you had to follow rules because you were still living at home.
Yeah, I mean, my mom she's never been that restrictive. She generally let me dress how I want.
My mom was very weird about clothes.
Yeah. She would generally let me dress the way I wanted to, but she would regularly say like, oh, but you should try wearing something like this. You would look so cute in this. You should get something other than a t-shirt. Because all I wore in high school were band t-shirts and like skater t-shirts.
That would have been me.
Yeah, and she was constantly like trying to get me to wear something else, but she didn't make me, so that was nice.
Yeah, I didn't really have much, like, I was allowed choice in that I was given a pool of things to pick from, but the pool of things wasn't things I would have really chosen in the first place anyway.
You know, I still feel like I don't know what my style is because it's changed like 4 or 5 times in adulthood.
I find myself coming back, like, this is a real full circle thing for me. The layering shirts, that was one of the things that I was allowed to do. Like, when I was allowed to wear t-shirts, I would layer the shirts a lot. And I have found myself circling back to that because this is what I would do all the time in, like, high school and 8th grade.
Yeah. You know, I was always like very casual clothing in high school. Again, like just jeans and t-shirts, skater shoes. That was like my wardrobe entirely. And then when I started like grad school, I was like, I gotta like teach classes and stuff. I gotta start getting fancy. So that was when I started to try to move away from the t-shirts. And I've come back around where I wear t-shirts and jeans more often than not. I haven't worn heels in years. I used to teach in heels every single day.
Ew. But also,
yeah,
I can imagine feeling like you had your shit together.
Yeah. I think maybe at first it was important to me to feel like I was professional, you know, especially, you know, getting my PhD at 27 and then you're still pretty young and they just kind of,
yeah,
it feels like it gives you respect, you know.
Like, as much as heels are uncomfortable, there is a little something about the lift and like the clicky clacks where it's like, oh
yeah,
I am in charge.
But when you're doing a job where you're on your feet for like 4 straight hours or 6 straight hours, like,
yeah, I mean, no, thank you.
It's not great. Yeah. And like, not only have I moved away from that, I don't even really, I only wear dress pants to work like half the time, maybe.
Hell yes, because I've been wearing jeans to
class most days.
I remember you saying to me that like you were counting down the days until you could wear like Converse to class. And that like wearing jeans felt like it wasn't allowed. So I'm loving this growth that I'm seeing from you.
It still feels somewhat illegal to wear jeans, but I think like last semester I started wearing jeans halfway through the semester and never went back.
But I mean, has anyone said anything? I would imagine not.
But I think a lot of it comes from my limitation in footwear right now because I don't really have much choice in what shoes I get to wear because of my stupid foot. And I just got tired of trying to wear sneakers with dress pants.
Understandable.
It just feels dumb for no reason because nobody cares.
But have you started wearing your anime shirts to class yet?
So I piloted I piloted this new style during finals week.
Okay, see, that's a low risk time because finals week is already a little more casual. You got students rolling up to the test in their pajamas so they can go right back to bed.
Yep. So I had 2 final exams. One of them, I wore a Demon Slayer t-shirt.
Nice.
And then for my other final, I wore my Stray t-shirt.
And did we get any reactions?
Nobody said anything about the Demon Slayer one, which I was surprised by. I made sure I wore an anime shirt for that class because I know there are multiple anime fans, and there's a kid who always sat in the front row who has the Wings of Freedom from Attack on Titan sticker on his laptop.
Nice.
But not a single comment. Although the Stray t-shirt was appreciated in my other class.
All right. So I think you should wear that shirt that you're wearing right now to class sometime.
My pink Eevee shirt.
Your Eevee shirt. Fuck yeah, why not?
I wore this very intentionally because they have declared it the year of Eevee.
Explain.
Like, the Pokemon people have said it's the year of Eevee.
Why not?
So they're like hinting at all these things to come that are like very Eevee centric. They released a bunch of new merch, and there have been rumors about a new Evolution coming out this year.
We're gonna get a new type, the Eevee.
Yeah. So they're they're definitely they're focusing on Eevee this year. So I was like, oh yes, let me celebrate the year of Eevee.
I love that. I didn't know. If I had known, I would have put on the single Pokemon shirt that I do have, which doesn't have an Eevee on it, but it is a Pokemon shirt.
Yes, when I open up Google, the suggested like articles and things, it was on there. That's the only reason I knew. I was like, oh, cute. Okay, this is a whole thing. And I read a whole article speculating what kind of evolution they might introduce.
I dig it. All right, would we like to get into some of the fights we have scheduled for today, Bestie?
Scheduled fights.
Indeed. So the first one is something that we've technically kind of done before, but like this is a new version of it. This is a TikTok that we will not be showing because I don't feel like getting copyright claimed. But this is a TikTok by Hello Hi Sarah. And it reads, it's text and then a bunch of pictures. And the text is, Nosferatu was good, but if it was recast a la The Muppet Christmas Carol with only Willem Dafoe reprising his role, I feel like it would be amazing. And then they give their cast for Muppet Nosferatu, which I will be sharing with the class, but I want us to cast Muppet Nosferatu now. The recent Robert Eggers Nosferatu.
Yeah,
discuss.
I started watching the TikTok, but I didn't finish it because I didn't want to know what their picks were. Because I didn't want it to
Fair enough.
I feel like it's often hard to like get past the idea of a certain character in a role when like once you hear it sometimes.
Yeah, I do get what you mean.
And you know how bad I am with character names. Let me pull up the character names.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who I would want the one human to be, because I don't necessarily know if I need it to be Willem Dafoe's character, whose name is escaping me at the moment.
Here, I am pulling it up. Willem Dafoe. Albin Eberhard von Franz. Why couldn't you remember that?
Yes, pretty lengthy.
So it's a lot of letters there.
I feel like this is so obvious, but shouldn't Thomas Hutter, Nicholas Holt's character, that's got to be Kermit, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've fallen into this every time we've talked about this kind of topic, is like Kermit is the leading Muppet. And so whoever the lead character, male character is in something, is supposed to be,
And Miss Piggy as Ellen, it fits so well.
Yeah.
Because, like, she would slay.
I almost feel
Did I ever tell you that the first time I heard the word cunty was in reference to Miss Piggy, by the way?
Maybe.
was a tweet. It was just like you know how back when we used to be a proper country, sometimes the Muppets would just be involved in things, like Miss Piggy would like have like a Vogue photo shoot or whatever. It was something like that, where she had like this like, you know, fucking fly ass outfit on, and the tweet was just, she's so cunty. And that was the first time I ever saw that, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing now. And like, honestly,
the word,
yeah,
it's made a
she
comeback.
is.
Yeah.
But yeah, she would slay.
You know what? I think before we talk about Muppets, because you said you don't necessarily know that Willem Dafoe needs to be the one human, who would we say should be the one human character? Because I almost say Count Orlok.
Yeah.
To have this creepy ass Nosferatu, and then like,
and then everyone else just be Muppets.
Muppets.
I think that would have the best comedic impact on the movie. But here's the thing: if you want to keep the same tone,
yeah,
then I think they might be right about Willem Dafoe being the only character that remains human.
No, I just looking at the cast. If Friedrich were the only human, so because he starts to like, but then
I mean, he does lose his mind.
Yeah, because I feel like that would be somehow like extra. Again, I'm just going funny, I guess, but
yeah,
that would be
I mean,
really...
we can go comedic. Frankly,
yeah.
If we're trying to maintain the exact same tone, I think this person on TikTok fucking nails it. Which again, we will get to their picks. But if we're gonna make this funny in a fucked up way, because you know the OG Nosferatu is a fucked up story.
Yeah.
Then honestly, you have a good point.
Yeah, although I think the problem with Friedrich is we would want the only human character to be in the entire movie.
So then maybe it would have to be Nicholas Holt's character.
Is the one human?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so he can't be Kermit.
What about Kermit as Count Orlok?
Oh, I don't think Kermit has the right tone to be Count Orlok.
Changing my vote for Orlok from Gonzo to
Deadly would be a great Count Orlok.
That is a good Count Orlok.
Like, he is made to be Count Orlok.
You know, do we want to lock that in? Uncle Deadly is Count Orlok.
Yeah.
I still want to say Miss Piggy as Ellen.
I don't know if it works without Kermit.
So then maybe Kermit as Frederick and Miss Piggy as, I can't remember the wife's name. Anna?
Obviously. Anna.
Crazy hair. Comment from Kyle. Crazy Harry as the Renfield stand-in as Knock. Who, by the way, what an odd name, the fact that they actually pronounce the KN.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I think we could stick with that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah. I'm just looking through the characters to see how many more we want to cast, because so I would say, so obviously Thomas and Ellen, Count Orlok, we're going to lock in as Uncle Deadly.
Yes.
So we also got to do Friedrich, Willem Dafoe's, I'm just going to call him the Professor.
Yeah.
And then Anna.
Well, no, what about
the
Friedrich, Kermit, Miss Piggy, Anna, the Doctor? I feel like either Bunsen or Beaker is way too obvious of a choice.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Maybe that could be Rizzo? I don't know. Rizzo feels like a good choice for me.
For the Doctor?
He can command a certain gravity.
think Gonzo would be a good doctor.
Ooh, you know what? You're so right. Lock that in instead.
Yeah, because I can picture him trying to like pontificate.
Yeah, but then who is gonna be Ellen?
Right, because Thomas is human. So who would be his
Muppet bride?
Tell me why my first thought was Camille.
The chicken? And you know what? She could do it.
She just boxed the whole
Janice. Time. There's Janice.
Yeah, Janice could work. Feel like there are fewer female Muppets.
There are fewer female Muppets.
And it's hard to maybe that's why Camille popped in my head. So I'm Googling. Yeah, when I Googled female Muppets, the very first one that comes up is Camila.
I mean, we are making this sort of a comedy just by the inherent nature of the Muppetiness of it.
I mean, because think about it, right? So the character of Ellen, think about all the things that she goes through, and imagine that being a chicken that communicates only by saying "bok."
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. And you know who should be the professor? Pepe.
I love Pepe.
Tell me I'm wrong. You cannot.
I'm trying to figure out.
Have we covered every relevant person? Because again, I feel like your point about.
Were you sticking with Anna and Friedrich as Kermit and Piggy?
I mean, it works for me, man.
Was that the idea? Because I think those are the other ones I wasn't sure of if we had like settled.
Because I think your point about the fact that the one human character should be the one that we spend the most time with is definitely a good point.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm like looking through every recurring female Muppet. There aren't that many. Like, I don't even recognize most of these names.
So, do we want to say those are our picks?
Yeah, I would say so. Although I was still desperately trying to figure out a way to shoehorn Sam the Eagle in there, but I don't really see a place where he fits.
Okay, so do we want to hear the rest of this person's choices now that we have ours?
Okay.
So they're keeping Willem Dafoe as the one human character. They're keeping the professor. For Friedrich and Anna, they've got Gonzo and Camille. For the doctor, they have Sam the Eagle. Kermit,
I was going to say him for the doctor until you said...
Kermit is Thomas. And obviously Ellen is Piggy. Yeah. And then Nosferatu is the Count, as in from Sesame Street, who I think legally, technically is a Muppet.
Yeah, technically.
And those are their choices.
Yeah, no, I think ours are better.
I think they achieve I think each set of choices achieves a different effect.
Yeah, I just keep imagining, like...
Because it's such a serious movie. I don't know if we can get into some of this.
I just keep
on a generally, you know, this podcast is rated R. Let's not go NC-17.
What? What are you talking about?
Talking about several things that occur in that movie.
But what does that have to do with Muppets?
Oh, I'm just thinking about the fact that it would be the Muppets, and then these are the events of the movie.
Well, we don't have to get that specific.
Well, yeah. Anyway.
I was imagining Statler and Waldorf as the Count, like they did in Muppet Christmas Carol, where they took
a bit,
made it Statler and Waldorf.
That could be kind of fun.
That's why I was laughing. That was what I was imagining.
Oh, my mind immediately went to darker places. And what does that say about me? Probably nothing good.
See, I'm just a silly person. That's why I was laughing. And then you pulled out the NC-17 thing, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I was thinking about those crotchety old men as Count Orlok.
There is something deeply wrong with me. Anyway, so with that out of the way, would we like to move on to the asshole of the week?
Sure. I didn't read it, so I'm going to come at it fresh.
This one is ever so slightly on the longer side, so buckle in, but I think this is a good one.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for enjoying fictional characters in spite of my partner's insecurities? My partner, 25 male, and I, 24 female, have been together for a few years, and lately there's been a lot of tension around my interest in fandoms and fictional characters. For context, I'm an autistic freelance artist, and I often hyperfixate on all kinds of media. It's a big part of my creative process and how I unwind. I love discussing, drawing, and even tweeting about characters I find relatable or aesthetically pleasing. To me, it's harmless fun and part of what makes me happy. The issue is, my partner seems to take my interest in fictional characters very personally. For example, if I post something like, quote, I love character, she's so cute, he'll accuse me of emotionally cheating or imply that I'm disrespecting him. Once after I posted an innocent comment like that, he spent hours lecturing me about how it made him feel invalidated. He's even told me outright that I should stop expressing admiration for any fictional character because it makes him feel inadequate. He claims that unless he's my only interest, I'm somehow wronging him. At first, I tried to be understanding and cut back on posting or talking about characters in any way he might perceive as flirty, but no matter how much I toned it down, he still finds something to take issue with. I've tried to explain that these characters aren't real and my appreciation for them isn't about replacing him or diminishing my feelings for him. I don't compare him to them and I don't treat them as substitutes for anything in our relationship. They're fictional. They exist in a completely separate sphere of my life. But despite countless reassurances, he keeps making me feel like I'm doing something wrong. What frustrates me most is that the rules aren't applied equally. He has hobbies and interests I don't personally enjoy, but I respect his right to have them. I don't understand why he can't extend the same courtesy to me. It feels like I'm being asked to suppress a harmless and creative part of myself just to cater to his insecurities. This has left me feeling stifled, like I'm walking on eggshells whenever I engage with media I enjoy. I feel like I can't fully express myself or share my creative passions without fearing it will lead to yet another argument. Whenever I join a new fandom or start liking a character, buy merch, draw fan art, I have to hide it from him or else he'll be upset. I can't engage with things like I used to. I don't know if my interests are really that overboard or if he's the one in the wrong at this point. So, like any rational person, I'm turning to Reddit.com. So I have to ask, am I the asshole? Honey.
This should not even be a question. The fact that this person even feels like they have to ask this question.
Yeah, no. Dump him. You are 100% not the asshole. He is being an insecure little bitch.
Yeah,
he's never going to be happy until your interests, until you give up on everything that makes you happy other than him. It's never going to be enough for him.
Yeah, that's controlling and manipulative.
Extremely.
You know, and usually when we do these asshole of the week things, I try really hard. Like I usually side with one person or the other pretty immediately, but then I tried really hard to find something from the other person's perspective to argue, play a little devil's advocate.
If you're never shutting up about how much you want to bang a particular fictional character, yeah, I can understand how that might be uncomfortable for a romantic partner, but that's not what this is.
Yeah, no, there is absolutely nothing like that I would argue on this guy's behalf.
And frankly, even then, I know tons of people who constantly joke about wanting to bang fictional characters like in front of their partners, and their partners know that having the hots for a fictional character is not the same as being in a real romantic relationship with an actual human being.
Yeah. it's completely insane because it's not even just about the fictional characters. Like, this is a larger problem. If
it's
he
ridiculous.
thinks that you can't have interest in anything other than him, like,
run.
Yeah, that is a major red flag. Like, you should just be stoked that your partner has a thing that they like.
Yes.
That makes them happy.
100%.
Like, there's so many people.
There are so many people out there that are so milquetoast. If you find a person who is creative and passionate and interesting, you do not do anything to dull that flame.
Yeah, no, that's what makes people interesting. Like, I don't understand.
No, I don't get it either.
As long as, I feel like I say this constantly, but as long as you are not hurting somebody else or hurting anybody, yourself,
do whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing is any of my business.
Yeah. And you have a thing that you enjoy, as long as it's not hurting anybody, great. I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're enjoying a thing, like, was that just last week we were talking about, like, the concept of, is there any hobby that would make you like,
the Bigfoot thing.
Yeah. So we kind of talked about this in that context, but it's like, yeah, I don't care what it is, again, as long as you're not hurting anybody and it's making you happy, like, great. He clearly has some major issues that he needs to work out with his own insecurities.
100%.
Because, like, dude, if you feel threatened by a character that doesn't even exist, like,
what's up with that, bud?
There's something wrong with you. Yeah, you should probably be in therapy. You should probably try to work that out.
So yeah, girl, you are 100% not the asshole, and frankly, run.
Yeah, no, that is not a healthy relationship, especially because she's
slam dunk.
Yeah. Talking about how she's like trying to hide things from him and changing behavior and doing all these things. It's like
never worth it. It is never worth it. Do not ever do that for anybody. Do not do that for a man. Do not do that for any romantic partner, no matter what gender they are. They are not the one.
Yeah, no. And honestly, like, when you start to get to that level of, like, hiding things and hiding parts of your personality, that's an abusive relationship. You shouldn't have to feel like you have to hide. And I don't think it said anywhere in there
who accepts you for who you are.
Yeah. I don't think it said anything in there about, like, them living together or anything, but, like, imagine if you lived with the person and you're having to hide all these things. Like, that's...
Yeah, no. Absolutely not.
No, this isn't even
100% not the contest. All right. No. Well, with that slam dunk out of the way. The last thing I have for us is I found a list of predictions made in 1925 about 2025. These will be linked when this episode goes live on YouTube and stuff. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I just want to hit a couple bullet points because, wow, some of these are really accurate and some of these are really not. But let's start off with the first one. Wireless age in year 2025 is predicted. Spot on, my guys.
Yep. Although we made it there probably more quickly than they would have thought.
Yeah, probably. Just to read the first sentence of this little news clipping here. London, a fantastic picture of a world run by wireless in the year 2025 AD is painted by Professor A.M. Lowe, noted educator, who predicts that light will be broadcast by wireless, all means of locomotion will be controlled by wireless, and also women will at last dress logically in a one-piece hygienic suit warmed by wireless. So they weren't totally correct, but they had the right idea.
Little heated jumpsuit, essentially.
Which, I mean, for like skiing or whatever, that sounds cozy.
I mean, they make like heated jackets and stuff.
So, yeah, real left turn in the last part there, but they got a lot right. The next prediction was that people will live to 150. We're not quite there yet, bud, but I'm happy that you were so optimistic.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to live that long, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
that seems like a lot.
This one is pretty bizarre. Food will be delivered by tubes from communal kitchens, the news clipping reads thusly. At breakfast, which may come up from a tube from a communal kitchen, a loudspeaker will take. Sorry, the newsprint is a little degraded. Will take the piece of the morning paper giving him all the news, while a television machine will replace the daily pictorial newspapers. He will then go to his office in his own car, which will be carried by an elevator to the door of his office. If he has to go anywhere on moving sidewalks will if he has to go anywhere on foot, moving sidewalks will convey him without exertion, and automatic telephones will be everywhere and will get the right number all the time. Some of this, you're not super far off. You can look up a phone number, so you don't have to get it wrong now.
Yeah.
We do have moving sidewalks, just not everywhere.
Yeah, no. We do still walk probably more than they thought we would. I think that's one of the big differences usually, yeah.
Here's another one that's spot on, though. In AD 2025, there will be fleets of giant airplanes capable of carrying 50 passengers from London to Paris and back in a couple of hours, or to Constantinople, between breakfast and dinner. While for those whose haste is less, there will be airship expresses on scores of routes able to carry 500 passengers from London to Edinburgh in 3 hours, or across the Atlantic between dawn and dusk of a summer day. So, speeding up travel, their estimates are a little off, but the general vibe, pretty solid. And planes have definitely gotten way fucking bigger. They fit much more than 50 people now. Fascinated by this prediction, though, that crime will be treated as a disease. I don't really know where they're getting this one from.
All crime will be treated as a disease. It will be splendid when they'll put you to bed, take your temperature, and bring you grapes for buying cigarettes after hours.
I wish I understood what that means.
I think it is just saying that rather than, punishment, where we just mass incarcerate people, instead we try to treat the problem and not the symptoms.
We're not quite there yet.
Rehabilitation.
Sorry. I'm all for it. But societally, we are not quite there yet.
It's my closest.
Your optimism is heartening, though.
Yeah.
I like this sentence that says the average man of 2025 will be awakened by a radio alarm clock. Yeah. Yeah, he will, bud.
I think you're burying the lead on that one. Baldness will be almost universal.
Yeah, that one I don't know where they were coming from. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
This prediction that smoking will be a thing of the past.
Mm-hmm.
We almost got there.
I mean,
it's definitely declined significantly.
It has declined, and also a lot of people technically don't smoke anymore because they vape instead.
Because they vape, yeah.
They didn't see that coming. Electronic smoking.
Nope. Surprise. Banking and burglary will be wireless. Yup.
I liked this idea.
Which one?
Books will be printed on nickel leaves and will contain 30,000 pages.
Fascinating.
Pages will be out of like a really thin nickel, so you can have a 30,000 page book and it only weighs like a pound.
Huh.
It says.
And then the last one on the list, I think, is one of the most accurate. Speakers will be able to address the entire world at once. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can say shit to anybody now.
So, did you see the one that says there will be nothing to laugh at?
Yeah, I really don't know what they were thinking there. Humor is always going to evolve with what's going on because there's always stuff happening and you can always make jokes about it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. But I thought that was an interesting little look into the past. And some of them were spot on.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we've reached the end of that list, would we like to begin the meditation for the worsening? Because I've got a couple.
Sure.
All right. Begin the meditation.
Excellent.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Listen, cue ball, you're only making it worse.
Thanks, that even makes it worse.
It's worse than you know.
It usually is.
I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
That's the worst goodbye I've ever heard. And you stole it from a movie.
How marvelous.
Girl, help. I cannot stop fucking playing Skyrim.
Oh no! Who could have predicted that?
Who could have predicted? My once to twice annual Skyrim obsession has returned in full swing. We got a little taste of it last week, but boy, oh boy, it is the only thing I want to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but now it's been a whole week since then, so there's
a whole week since then. We are firmly in the middle. Who knows how long it will last this time?
And yet I have not seen you on Steam when I've been on there. We must be like two ships passing in the night or something.
I know. Yeah, what the fuck has been up with that?
I don't know, because it's not like I haven't been playing.
So that's my first big point. What do you got for me, bestie?
I'll stick with the video game theme, I guess, for the moment, because
I like it.
I've been kind of jumping around trying to decide what I really want to get myself deep into at the moment. I'm trying to step away from Power Wash, but I'm not doing very well because I played for like 3 straight hours last night.
Yeah.
But I started playing this game called Prey.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like you are aboard a space station that has apparently been taken over by very vicious aliens. And it's pretty cool. It's fun.
All right.
But the aliens, the lower level aliens are referred to as mimics, and they can turn into any object in the environment.
Mm-hmm.
So like you could be looking at a plant and all of a sudden it tries to eat you.
Cute.
You'll see one like skitter past you and then it seems like it disappears, but it didn't disappear. It just turned into one of the things and you have to figure out which one it is.
Very freaky.
But I had successfully stopped playing Animal Crossing. I haven't played it for like 3 or 4 days.
Oh shit.
After like more than 4 months straight.
All right. I'll say that counts.
One
of the other ways that I'm worse is that I watched both of the first 2 Evil Dead movies, and they were great. But the problem now is that I've got a fat fucking crush on Bruce Campbell, so I have found another old man. Never a good thing.
Do you know much about him in real life?
No, not at all. Why? Is he a douche?
I don't know. That's why I was asking, because I felt like I read something about him at some point that wasn't good, but I could be making that up.
I hope he's not shitty. You know what? I'll save that potential disappointment for when I'm not on the air, but I hope he isn't. But
anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Chris says as far as he knows he's a decent dude, so I might have been making that up.
Sweet, thanks for backing me up there, bro. But yeah, now again, I have found another old man. Is essentially what that boils down to.
Yeah.
Fucking shocker. So, what else you got?
So, I went to the Rochester Anime Fest on Sunday. It was very small. To the point where we were basically done in like an hour.
Oh lordy.
Yeah, it was like real little. And somehow that didn't stop me from buying a bunch of things. And I don't know how I did that.
That tracks.
But I do kind of want to like promote. So there is this company based here, Amber and Jean's Quality Handmade Bags. So they're here in Rochester, and they do like some kind of more local conventions and things. But they make different kinds of bags that are largely like nerd fandom themed, but all the fabrics they use are fan designed, and you can't get them anywhere else.
That's so
And they're like,
fun.
yeah,
Ooh,
and they're
we
really
have a
cool.
link for you in the chat. Anybody who wants to check it out.
And so these are the people that made my Evolution bag, my convertible bag that I have. I bought 3 more things. And I actually, I felt it was important to have them here for show and tell. So I got this Star Trek sling bag.
Cute.
These like rainbow Star Trek deltas. There's a rainbow zipper with a little delta zipper pull.
I love that.
Yeah, it is freaking amazing. And actually, I also got a coin purse that is shiny Evolutions.
Aww. That is so cute.
Right? And then, because I'm getting that foot
And then
surgery.
what's the secret third thing?
Yeah, I'm getting that foot surgery in a few weeks, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to carry things, so I need good bags, you know, to like, so like, oh, how am I going to bring water? I'll put it in a bottle, so I need a water bottle carrier.
Cute.
Chainsaw Man.
Oh, gee. I love it.
So, yeah, I bought a lot of things, and they're super nice and everything. They're cool to hang out with, and they just like chat about things. And so, yeah, I spent an insane amount of money at their booth again.
I love that for you.
Yeah, and just a few other random odds and ends. I found a new Kirby blind box set that I'm going to try to get all of them. So
Yay!
Kirby and Waddle Dee playing an arcade game from the same blind box guy who does like Saratoga.
That's so cool.
So yeah, I'm going to collect those. Yeah, so I managed to find a bunch of things. Oh, I got like a Berserk card wallet from this guy, this metal card wallet. Yeah, all kinds of random things. I got a little Sprigatito playing with a ball of yarn.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, because it was so small, my friend that I was there with was like disappointed. She didn't really get anything. Except she got a coin purse like the one I got, but it's for Muppets Haunted Mansion.
Nice.
So she insisted that we go to Five Below, because at Five Below they have like the mini Funkos. And she kept telling me that I needed to go because they had Demon Slayer ones.
Did you get them all?
The short of it is I've now been to 3 different Five Belows, and I have 7 out of 8 of the Demon Slayer minifigures.
Not bad.
I just need one more. So if anybody out there comes across the Nezuko minifig, that would
She's your gal.
complete my collection. Yeah, it's a problem. This wasn't from the con, but I got yet another full-size Funko. Marileana Vermilion from Black Clover. She glows in the dark. I'm very jazzed.
Very cool.
Yeah, I can't stop. Just can't.
My final bit of worsening for this week involves crafting. So I have this battle jacket that I've been working on for a hot minute now. It's still very far from complete, but we've seen this. I've worn it on episodes of Regrettable, and I'm knocking shit over. And I've worn it on episodes of Regrettable Reviews and stuff. I'm now working on a second battle jacket that only has a back patch on it now. Kyle had this sort of jean jacket sweatshirt hybrid thing that he didn't want anymore, and I was like, ooh, I know I can do something with that. So I'm working on this. It just has a back patch, and I just took the buttons out so I can replace them with cool skull buttons. And I cut the sleeves off of a denim jacket that I've had for a while that I just didn't really like the fit of all that much to make a battle vest of patches exclusively that I've gotten at shows, which I have a little collection of already started, and I have to just start putting them onto this. So,
All right.
That's what I've been up to.
Fun.
And I just knocked my controller on the floor.
Oh, I was like, you dematerialized?
No. No, I just didn't want to run. I just didn't want to run over the cable with my chair.
But right.
That's how I'm worse this week.
I'm in season 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
How's that sanity holding up, bestie?
What even is life anymore? Like, why are we here? Why is TV? Why anime? Why?
I don't know, dude.
I'm more than halfway through, like, because there's 5 seasons, so I'm like, I'm in the downhill stretch.
You can't quit now.
The guy the guy that I bought the Berserk wallet from at the Anime Fest, I couldn't figure out how they were supposed to work, and this is like, this might be a dumb question. Can you show me how these even work? So he pulls his out of his pocket that he uses, and it was a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure one.
Nice.
And it featured a villain who was in season 3, who I just happened to be watching an episode that morning before I went to the festival, and I was like, I was just watching that asshole this morning, and he was like, oh my god, I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm like, do you? Like,
explain.
Are you sure? Because I think and it was kind of like, you know, blink twice if you're being held hostage, like mentally, by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like, I just don't.
I know exactly what you're saying by gesture alone.
Which is great for an audio medium. But I finally, I meant to put this in the Weeb chat and I forgot. I finally got to the bit where a gun appears out of a piece of paper.
Nutty.
Which is in season 3. And let me tell you, it makes sense in context.
That's the wild.
Which I didn't expect.
I think is the most wild thing about that show is that technically these things that I've seen do make sense in context.
I didn't actually think it would. I thought that would just seem utterly insane. And I was like, no. Because there's this guy, he can like literally turn anything into a folded piece of paper. So when he unfolds the sheet of paper, it was a gun.
Cool. I don't know what else to say to that.
Yeah, and I'm now on the Italian JoJo.
Fun.
I don't understand. And I understand that what I'm about to say might to some extent constitute spoilers, but
I don't care.
So Dio at some, I'm going to keep it as vague as I can so it's less spoilery. At some point he becomes just a head. Okay. And he's still alive. He's just a head, but he's alive. He kills a JoJo. Again, I'm trying to be vague, so it's a little not as bad. He kills a JoJo, and essentially attaches his head to the JoJo's body. So it's now Dio head, JoJo body. Okay, and that's how he's living now. He fathers a son.
Mm-hmm.
And the son has his blonde hair and it has his abilities, but it has Joestar DNA because his body was from Joseph Joestar.
Okay.
And I mean, not Joseph, Jonathan Joestar. Wait, I was trying to be vague about which JoJo, whatever. But this has been confusing me to no end. So his head is Dio, his body is JoJo. He fathers a child. I guess it's both of their sons.
I guess.
But anyway, somehow this kid's Italian.
As mine, bestie.
And
sure,
his name is Giorno, Giorno. So that counts as JoJo.
Oh my god, I've seen fucking memes of this guy.
The blonde guy with the curls.
I've seen memes of this guy.
And I can't take the character design in this show because there is no other way to put this that I could think of, but the men are so slutty. And I don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah.
They dress so slutty. I almost lost my mind the other day when a character had to take off his jacket and the sides of his pants, like around his hips, were just fully cut out.
Of course they were. Of course they were.
There's no fabric at all on the hips. And it's like, so clearly he's not wearing underwear.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I don't know why they have to make them so slutty.
I mean, my counterpoint to that would, I guess, be why not? There's so many slutty anime women. Maybe we're balancing out the karma a little bit.
It is. I mean, there are very few major female characters in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Mm-hmm. There's one in the current season, and of course, majorly sexualized, major cleavage and all that. But it's also a cleavage-heavy season because there are a lot of dudes that have just cutouts on their chest.
I'm not saying that there should never be sexualized women in media. I'm saying equal opportunity hoeing.
Yeah, no, it seems to be cleavage is the theme for all genders in this season of JoJo, including Giorno.
I kind of dig it.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed because you said you see memes with Giorno, but he has the cutout where you can see his window. Yeah, it's just a theme. He's not the only character like that this season. It's like, okay, sure. I hate the character design in that show. I just find it off-putting. It's just weird.
It is pretty strange.
I can't. The way that they just sorry. I'm done.
So you're definitely worse.
By the time I get to the end of the series, I will have lost all touch with reality.
Fantastic. I cannot wait.
I have never consumed a piece of media that made me feel so unhinged. And I didn't do anything. I'm just watching it, and somehow it's ruining me. I didn't do anything. I'm just looking at what they've done.
It's fucking incredible. All right. I think that's going to be a good place for us to call it. With both of us significantly worse in our own special ways.
Yep.
All right.
As
always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we will be back again, even worse, next week. And yes, we have a cool deal going on with Bull and Bee right now. You can use the code MONSTERMEAD at checkout for $5 off of your online mead order. So enjoy that, folks. We will see you next week. Adios. This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Catch us live on Twitch every Wednesday and Thursday, and for ad-free live broadcasts of the show, you can subscribe to our Twitch channels or consider donating to our Patreon for ad-free access to our entire library of past episodes and streams, as well as fun bonus content. Fighting with Friends is a member of the Big Dumb Monsters podcast network. Check out the links in the description for more episodes from us and from all of the shows on the network. Thanks for listening!